Hello! Welcome to one more grammar class. Today we're going to talk about the definite article. What is the definite article, right? You are going to see, and you are going to see that this topic is really useful for you, for your English tests, and also for your life. I am sure that you have made this mistake once in your life, okay? So we're going to see how you can memorize this once and for all. I'm gonna ask people that are here on Instagram if you can enter the link of YouTube. It's the first link in bio, okay? So you can check the slides. If you're coming here for the first time, or if you are watching the recording of this video, I'm gonna ask you to join our Telegram group because I'm gonna send the PDF of this class there on Telegram. Okay? Nice. Let's get started. So one more thing, please. This is a class, so it's important for you to stay focused and for you to take paper and pen if you have. If you do that, you will take advantage of this class for sure. And it's a very good material for you to review later, okay? So I want you to focus and to concentrate here, right? Every Thursday we have classes here on YouTube, and on Mondays we have class on Instagram, right? So let's get started. I'm gonna share my screen with you. The topic of today's class is how to use the. The is the definite article, okay? Thank God in English we don't have two or three definite articles, right? In Portuguese we have o e a, né? O e a. And in English we have only one, okay? So this is something good about this topic. And why is that so important? Especially if you need to get a higher score in the Duolingo English test or in the IELTS, it's important for you to know how to use the definite article properly, because sometimes you have a good English, you have a high level, and you don't know what's missing for you to get to another level, to increase your English level. This is one of the topics that it is useful not only for you that is in the basics, but also for you that need to increase your English to another level, right? To take your English to another level, right? Let's get started. First things first. We are going to understand when we have to use the definite article the. Okay. And this is something that is not so intuitive. Ah, teacher, this is intuitive. I just use it and that's it. Okay, it is at some point. But we need to understand it better and see specific situations, right? In which we have to use, for example, with names of um, some countries and some cities, okay? The first thing here is we have to use the when we are thinking of a specific thing. There is a typo here. Not if, it's of. Nice. The second situation is when it's clear which thing or person you mean. Imagine we have a conversation and then I'm talking about a car, okay? And then I want to talk about the car again. And then I'm not going to say a car, I'm going to say the car. Which car? The car I was talking about before, right? The third situation, when there is only one thing of something in the world. For example, the sun. There is only one sun in the world, right? So there is only one in the world, so we say the, because it's specific. And then when we use with names and names of countries, for example, the United States. you have to use the definite article with the United States, like all the time. And this is a typical mistake of the students as well, right? Today we have a lot of practice, and I'm so happy to have you here. So take pen and paper, and I'm gonna ask you to write the answers in the chat, okay? Let's get started. When we think of a specific thing, take a look at the example here. Maria has to take a test. When I say a test, it's maybe one of many tests, English tests that exist in the world, right? So Maria has to take a test. If I say Maria has to take the Duolingo English test, now it's not any test that exists in the world. It's the Duolingo English test. It's something that is specific. So the first thing we need to understand the situation that we have to use the is when it's something specific. Okay? A test is any test. The Duolingo English test is a specific test. Okay. Let's take a look here. When it's clear which thing or person we mean. So for example, I took a taxi to the station. I took a taxi to the station. A taxi, it means any taxi, okay? Not a specific one. But the station, it's a specific station. The station in that city. For example, I am here in France. I live in Reims, right? If I say, I took a taxi to the, you are here with me and we are talking. And I said, I took a taxi to the station. You know which station I mean, right? You know which station I'm talking about because there is only one station in our city, okay? And in my mind, the station, when I say the station, it's the specific station, I know that in your mind that will be the same, okay? Usually this is the situation, right? Can you turn off the light, please? The light. I'm here in this room at my office. And then I say to you, can you turn off the light, please? Which light? You know what I mean, because we are in this room. So the light in this room. Can you see? In this case, it's something specific, but it's something that is in the context that we are speaking. So when I say, I know that you understand which light I mean, okay? Because the light in the room that we are now, okay? This topic, it looks something really simple, but actually it's not so simple. That's why we need to try to be careful when studying this. Let's practice right away. I told you we're going to practice a lot today, right? So let's do it. You are going to put a or an and the, okay? So I'm gonna ask you to put your answers in the chat. This house is very nice. Does it have garden? Number 2, it's a beautiful day. Let's sit in garden. Number 3, I like living in this house, but it's a shame that garden is so small. So you have to complete with the indefinite article or with the definite article. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Let's take a look at this. Remember that the PDF will be sent to you in the Telegram group, okay? And I'm gonna use a password for you to open the PDF, right? And I'm gonna say the password at the end of the class. Okay, so let's see it. This house is very nice. Does it have a garden? In this case, it's not a specific garden. Does it have any garden? This is what I mean. Okay? It's a beautiful day. Let's sit in the garden. Here, when I say this, it's not any specific garden. No, it's not any garden. It's a specific one. Okay? I like living in this house, but it's a shame that the garden is so small. Which garden? It's specific, right? Remember, when I use the, it's something that is specific. Which garden am I talking about in number 3? The garden of this house. Okay. In number 2, the situation is probably like this. We are at the house, and then I look outside, and the garden is there, right? And I say, it's a beautiful day. Let's sit in the garden. Which garden? The garden we have here in this house. Just like I told you about the light. Can you please turn off the light? Which light? The light that I have here in this room. Okay? Nice. Next one. Take a look at this. This is a beautiful exercise for you to practice for the Duolingo English test. In the Duolingo English test, you have to describe a picture. And this is one example of a situation in which you have to use the articles, right? So this photo illustrates man, woman, and child at park. Man is holding a yellow bag and boy is about to put plastic bottle in bag. So if you notice, we need to think like this. The first time that I mention something, I use a or an, right? It depends if it's a vowel sound or not. I use the indefinite article. When I come back to the topic, I use the definite article. Okay? So here we go. We're going to say like this. This photo illustrates a man, a woman, and a child at a park. So when I say a man, a woman, and a child at a park, it's the first time that I'm talking about the man, the woman, and the child in the park. Okay? Then I'm going to continue and I'm going to refer back to the people that I was talking about before. So here we're going to say the man is holding a yellow bag and the boy is about to put a plastic bottle, because it's the first time that I'm talking about the plastic bottle, in the bag. Okay? Here I have an indefinite article as well. So until now, what have you learned? That we have to use the definite article when I talk about specific things, or when I talk about something for the second time, and you know what I'm talking about now because I have already talked about it before. Okay? Good job. So the third situation is when I talk about something that there is only this thing in the world. For example, have you ever crossed the equator? Okay. The equator is the line that we have around the Earth, right? So this is only one. That's why I use the definite article. Like I told you about the sun, okay? Number 2, our apartment is in the 4th floor, okay? The 4th floor, I have the building. There is only one 4th floor. That's why I use the. Number 3, Brasilia is the capital of Brazil. The capital of Brazil, something that is specific and something that we have only one. Okay. Number 4, this one I took from Bruno Mars song. I'm talking to the moon. Who knows the song, right? I'm talking to the moon. The moon, there is only one. Okay. So we are going to put the definite article as well. The earth goes around the sun. Look, the earth, the sun, there is only one in the world. That's why we have to use the definite article. So if you don't put, it's a grammar mistake. Can you see how important that is, right? Let's take a look and practice. So let's see number 1 here. The sun or sun is a star, right? We have, like we have seen before, the sun. I haven't been to cinema or the cinema for ages. Tell me. Before you tell me, I'm gonna close the Instagram here. Nice. I haven't been to the cinema for ages. Ah, teacher, but the cinema, is that something specific? That's a good question, right? In this case, cinema, we always use the, okay? I haven't been to the cinema. We always use the. Why? Because God wants, okay? We just use it like that, okay? I really would like to know, like, if there is an explanation for that, for we always use the cinema. We don't use cinema, we say the cinema, okay? This computer is not connected to internet or the internet. This computer is not connected to the internet. Okay. I just remember here that, let me just take my book that I consult. Let me give you some recommendation in the middle of the class. Take a look. This is a very good book. If you need a reference for you to study grammar, this is the book I recommend, okay? English Grammar in Use. You can buy, if you are basic, you are going to buy the orange version, and the blue one is for intermediate, okay? Nice. So if you see, we have the reference here at page 148, okay? No, it's page 146. Let me see. Yeah. We always have to use, just like we use, for example, you go to the bank, you go to the station. It's the same situation. When I told you about the station, maybe because in the past we had only one cinema, right? In the city, that's why, okay? But always put the definite article with the cinema, okay? The internet, we have only one, right? I looked up at sky or the sky? The same here. We have only one. That's why we are going to say the sky. Okay? And this is the thing, the last part is the part that gives a lot of causes a lot of confusion to the students. When we have to use with names, okay? We use the with plural names of people and places. For example, people. I went to the tailors. I visited the tailors yesterday. The tailors is the Taylor family, so we put the last name in the S. Okay? Countries, the Netherlands, the Philippines, the United States. If you notice, with the countries, every time I have the idea of something that is in the of course, it's in the plural, right? But it's a combination of things, okay? The Netherlands, we think about the different lands together, right? The Philippines is a combination of islands, right, together. The United States, a combination of states together. We always have to use the definite article. Another situation, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is a combination of 4 countries, so we have to say the, okay? Group of islands, like I told you, the Philippines, the Bahamas, okay? The mountain range, the Andes, the Alps, okay? I always have to do that, to use the definite article as well, okay? Let's practice right away. Okay, there are other names that I forgot. We use them with names of oceans, seas, rivers, deserts, and canals, okay? When we think about water, let me change my here. I think it's better like this. When you think about water, we are going to use the definite article. The Atlantic, the ocean. The Red Sea, the Amazon, the Nile, the Sahara, the Suez Canal, right? Because why do I have to put with rivers and deserts? And because you just need to memorize that, okay? There is not an explanation. We just have to use with that, and that's it, okay? Good. Now I have actually it's a quiz for those who like quizzes. Here we have, let's practice answering these questions. Of which country is Washington the capital? Think that. Okay. Geography questions today for us to practice the definite article, right? So, if you know that Washington is the capital of the United States, the USA, or the US. Every time you talk about the United States, the United Kingdom, you have to use the definite article. This is something that I promise you, I teach lots of classes every day, and every day I have to tell this to one of my students, okay? It doesn't matter if it is in the basic, intermediate, or advanced, okay? So the USA. Careful with the capital letters as well, right? Names of countries, you always use capital letters. Number 2, which is the longest river in South America? I like this one. The rivers, we have to use definite article as well, right? Let me know. The longest river in South America. I know you know, right? I know you thought. The Amazon River. Okay, the Amazon River. Where is Queen Elizabeth from? Where is she from? Ah, teacher, she's from England. Yes, she is. It can be. She is from England. Can you see? England, I don't use the definite article. So here we have 2 options. She's from England. Then I don't use the definite article because with countries like Brazil, I don't say the Brazil. If you say that, it's incorrect. Okay? With countries, we don't use. Only if the country has this idea of a combination of things together, like we have here in the chat, the United Kingdom. So she's from the UK, right? What do we have to cross to travel from Europe to America? If I want to go to Brazil, I have to cross the Atlantic. Because with oceans, Rivers, deserts, canals. I always use the definite article there. Okay? You can say the Atlantic Ocean or only the Atlantic. Okay? Very good. Let me tell you about a common mistake as well that happens. Teacher, I am from, some students, they say this to me. I am in the São Paulo city. In the São Paulo city, you don't need to say that. With cities, I'm in São Paulo. I'm from São Paulo. I'm from Rio. Where are you from? Tell me in the comments, please. Okay? And don't say city at the end. Ah, São Paulo, I'm from São Paulo city. You don't need to say city at the end of, after the name of the city you are from. Okay? I'm from Assis Chateaubriand. I just say I'm from and the name of the city. Okay? So that's it, the class for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Let me give you the password. The password so you can open the PDF file is the US capital letters. I'm gonna put here in the chat. Now I'm gonna write the US. So it's going to be like this. The US, let's put USA. The USA. This is the link. Okay. I have questions here. What about Mexico City? Good question. With Mexico, yes, you can. Yes, there are some exceptions, right? That we usually say. But don't say with the cities in Brazil. This is what I meant. Okay. Like we say Campinas City, Americana City. We should not use with every city that we want city. Okay. Only with specific ones. Good question. Thank you. Okay, so this is the password of the PDF. I'm gonna put the PDF there in the Telegram group if you're not there yet, so please join the group, okay? If you don't know how to find the group, you can just drop me a line on Instagram. And if you don't follow me there, please follow me. Like this video, click the like button here, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And see you soon, right? Next week, we have classes like always, like every week. Mondays on Instagram and Thursdays here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you soon. Bye.